time for another installment of JD Plays. Tonight, it's 7 minutes past midnight when I've started this. Um, Playing Sekiro. Sekiro! Like, yeah. Um, there's been mad, like, sort of, I guess, I don't know, debate, if you will, over the pronunciation. I don't know. I studied Japanese, and I mean, to me, it seems, well, obviously the word is broken down into like 3 syllables, or like symbols, like Sekiro, so I don't know. It made sense to me to say Sekiro, like um, not Sekiro. But I don't know. I guess in the great scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, and I could also be wrong. Um, so I've decided just to kind of start again. Like, I think this is the 3rd time I've started it again.
井戸底におるあの忍び、特に稼などしておりませんが、構わぬのでしょうか。
大事ない。刀もなく気力すらない。奴はもうただのふぬけよ。
I'm not really in a rush to complete this game. Like, I just really enjoy playing it. Like, it's just such a dope game. This, for me, is like the best From Software game I've played. Like, I played DS1, DS2. I got quite well. I feel like I don't know if I actually got very far in. Well, I rang the first bell in Dark Souls 1, and I was en route to the 2nd before I decided that I couldn't be bothered with it anymore. Dark Souls 2, I don't even really remember the storyline, and I couldn't be asked like I just not really oh my god, I thought I was dead. Like, I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, I'm not really into Dark Souls. Yeah, I won't say it's a bad game, but I don't know, for me, like, the combat was lacking, and like, it was just overall, it was just pretty boring for me. Like, I just couldn't, yeah, it's just boring. There wasn't really any, like, music and that.
そなたはい、いや今は石ま三つ足ほそ
I wish you could turn off those flash cards, but you can't. I don't think. Yeah, I just got bored of Dark Souls. Like, it's just boring. I just got bored. I never played Bloodborne. I thought about it from time to time, but I was kind of advised, I suppose, against playing because like I didn't enjoy Dark Souls and like fully, and it's basically similar. But this, I feel, this this game to me, whilst the UI may be similar, and you know the whole the overall kind of mechanics of the game, you know, like run around between locations and you know various kind of checkpoints to sort of say that you know, like I don't know, like just you know, collecting well, it's not souls in this, but you know, collecting sen and using that to, you know, it's just not the same, in my opinion. Like, it's just, it's not, it's really not. I mean, I don't think it does this game justice to view it as a Souls-like or anything of that sort. I mean, it's it's the latest installment. You know, it's the latest game from, you know, from the company. But it's, whilst it, of course, because this company is known for this kind of games, it's not like, yeah, it's not, in my opinion, it's not really, it should be just seen as a standalone game, like just a new release, you know, and should be judged accordingly, you know what I mean? Like, it should be judged on its own merit. Like, it's a great game. The combat feels so good. How dare you? God, face dead. Fun time. Yeah, first death. I'm not an expert yet. Like, far from. Like, I don't mind dying. Like. I was blocking that side. One thing I will say about this game that I've noticed, well, there were two. There are two, I guess, flaws that I have. No! Oh, I just wasted my healing gourd. There are two flaws that I have kind of noticed in this game. For me, anyway. The first is that there is quite a lag, so between input and execution. So I'll say now, and you'll see now. So that's how long it takes like I'm not sure how long. Hang on now. How long what how much time has passed. It feels like, I mean, it's enough. It's kind of like I don't know, Tekken, Street Fighter, maybe even a bit longer, I'm not sure, but the lag between like input and execution is such that, like, whilst you may kind of in your head like be on point, it feels like my movements are too quick for the game, basically. So it's like for example, there have been a number of occasions where I have pressed block in time to block or parry something, but it didn't register in time because of the input lag, and so I got hit. You know, that kind of thing. And also the lock-on feature, with regards to the camera, can be a bit tricky. Like, been a couple of times where it's like, it's like you'll be locked on, you'll go to lock onto a specific character, but because of how many characters around, I think it automatically, instead of locking on in the direction you're facing, it will lock onto the nearest character, like, which that has cost me fights. Like, I've been against the boss only needed one more hit, but there were other enemies around, and I locked onto what I thought was the boss, but it locked onto the thing next to me, and then I got killed by the boss, that kind of thing. And sometimes, like, if the camera does some crazy shit, and like maybe you'll lock on, and then the camera will just go funny if the boss jumps or something, and then it will lose tracking of the target. So, and obviously if you're not locked on, you can't automatically face in front. Which is a problem as well. Timing is so important in this game. There we go. That's done now. But yeah, I know. Apart from that, those two things that I mentioned, uh, I have no real issue with the game and such. Like, as far as the mechanics are concerned, I very much just enjoy playing it. I mean, for me, as like, I guess, I don't know, music is very important to me. Like, I create music, and just, I think it really kind of, music plays a big part in my life. It sets the tone of things. I generally have music in the background whenever I'm doing anything. It's like, without it, everything feels a little empty. So as I said, for
この橋の下あそこも行くと
so yeah, as I said, like for me, Dark Souls was just a bit too, you know, sparse. The music was too sparse. The environments felt too empty. And overall, it was just a bit gross. I wasn't really, you know, some of the environments are just a bit like, ugh. You know, it's like, what am I, you know, witnessing? Like, what is this? It's grim. And I know Bloodborne was hella worse because of, you know, just the way it was kind of set up, I suppose. It's like, you know, things are one way, and then as you progress, it's like the world reveals itself to you, and you know, and then it's like, yeah, it just becomes like just grim. I mean, I was never really like I've never really been like a Resident Evil fan, you know what I mean? It's like I know a lot of people love games like that. No, it's not me. You know, I don't really like I'm not really a fan of zombies and all that stuff. I don't like it. That's like a personal thing. It's like, you know, the idea of losing complete agency, you know, being trapped in your body, like as a passenger watching yourself like do random stuff. It just seems a bit weird, and I don't know, like people in like a throng of madness, I don't know, it's very unpredictable. It kind of freaks me out. It's a bit like, what do you do with that, you know? So I'm a bit wary of that stuff, you know, sanity versus insanity, control, loss of control, you know, all those things. It's a bit like, you know. Let's see if we can actually land some hits on this guy. You only get one chance. I wonder if anyone's actually managed to kind of do any kind of significant damage to him, like in this first round, because it's like, you know, at least he's bloody OP. Like, see how I fare this time. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's set up for you to win the battle, but I wonder if it is possible to actually win at this point. Kind of like the first boss encounter in Sultan Sanctuary. I know you can beat it if you're good enough, and there's like a trophy for it, but it's like near impossible. Well, not. It's just you know, his AOE is just ridiculous. Well, held it down for a little while. I wasn't expecting to beat him, but I feel okay about how I fared, I think.
忍びとてこの程度か。巫女はもらっていくぞ。
But yeah, I just really kind of, I don't know, this is, yeah, personally I feel like this game surpasses, I don't know, I haven't played Bloodborne, it's not, I've watched a lot of kind of videos that use use Bloodborne and stuff as like talking points, you know, regarding like kind of game mechanics and elements and stuff. And things I've heard seem interesting, like the move from defensive to offensive with regards to life regeneration, you know, and the items being like recovery items being finite as opposed to just being able to kind of, you know, rest and, you know, and whatever. I don't know. I feel like this game takes all of the sort of the best elements of the previous From Software games, bundles them into one game, along with, as far as, you know, essential game mechanics, UI. I know that from videos like Bloodborne had more a much greater emphasis on lore than Dark Souls did. So, and this feels full of lore, full of story. It feels very story driven. As far as, you know, it goes. I haven't gotten that deep into the game. I've played a bit. I've beat quite a few sub bosses, and I've beat like a couple of yeah, I beat a couple of bosses. You know,
そこだしそこぜあっち
gosh, imagine, like,
そこも見事お主歩いしそずそこし承知刀またそ
but yeah, you know, yeah, I just think the environment, and also I'm very into sort of kind of Far East Asian kind of culture, specifically kind of like Japanese kind of history and stuff. Like, I appreciate the architecture. I mean, it's beautiful. You know, they from what I've seen and read and stuff, they had their own kind of system. You know, you had like ratios, like the golden ratio. You know, it had like what was known as, I think, the silver ratio, which everything was built on and stuff. And just there's just something so kind of exquisite, elegant about like the way everything was done. the emphasis on kind of energy and, you know, all of that. Even like kind of the concept of like, you know, samurai and stuff, and just the code that they live by and things like that. I mean, obviously it was quite problematic in many ways, and there's a lot of war, a lot of bloodshed and stuff. I mean, it's been that way across the board, but I don't know, I just feel like there was a lot more finesse in that, and so it's really nice. I didn't even know From Software was a Japanese company until recently, um, which I thought was like, that was quite interesting. I just think the fact that like they decided to move away from, you know, the Soulsborne environments and create like what to me seems like quite an authentic sort of depiction of like the history of that part of the world and stuff, and you know, as I said, the combat, the sword fighting, the parrying, everything about it, it's just wonderful. The colors are so vibrant. I mean, look at that, it's beautiful, you know what I mean? I'm not even like, I got the limited edition Final Fantasy 15 PS4, so you know, I'm not even on a pro, and I'm, you know, like, but look at that, like just that little spot here, it's beautiful, you know, like they put a lot of effort into this. The prosthetic arm, I think that's so cool, and in a way I also think, like, given the times we're living in, I think it should be noted that it's quite forward thinking, do you know what I mean? Like all this talk of like being unfair to, like, you know, whatever, and not really represent, you know, all of that stuff. I mean, the main character lost his arm and fights with a fucking prosthetic in its place. Do you know what I mean? I think that's so cool, especially given this is set in like an ancient kind of time. To have something so advanced at that point, you know, it kind of harkens to the whole cyberpunk transhumanism kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like an ancient like equivalent of kind of like cybernetics, you know what I'm saying? Like carving into it so you can use it as a tool, and it's fucking dope. Like, you know, and the combinations, the everything about it is sick. I mean, that lag, I could have done without that, but you know, once you have to kind of play with the parameters you've been given. So obviously I know that, you know, a slash takes X amount of time to execute, and so I have to time my hits accordingly. Like, you can't button mash in this, basically. You know what I'm saying? You can't button mash. Like, so it's all about timing, and once you get the timing right, it's like all the battles and stuff, it just becomes, it's like a dance, which is essentially, in a way, what the martial arts are. It's a fucking dance, you know what I mean? You're dancing. So yeah, yeah, I thought I'd just like, yeah, make a bit kind of, you know, just just highlighting the fact that I'm playing this game. Look at that, like, just from the off. I mean, it's just beautiful. I don't know, like, allow complaining about such a work of art. Like, this is like, this is a really important game, especially for the times that we live in. I mean, it's a very important game in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know, people complain about things and that's just how it is, I suppose. You can't please everyone. If you try to please everyone, you will end up pleasing no one. That's how the saying goes. So, don't know. Do you, mate? Basically, do you? So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Um, I know that, well, there's a lot of talk surrounding this game. I know that there are a lot of people that are enjoying it, and yeah, as was highlighted by like I think Liana K, like check out her content, she's cool. Um, like definitely someone worthy of respect. Her opinions are poignant. Like I appreciate what she brings to the table, even if I don't necessarily agree with every angle. But I mean, you know, if you agreed with everything someone said, there'd be no space for kind of learning and dialogue and, you know, all of that. So like, yeah, man, like I think a world where everyone agreed with everything that everyone said would be pretty fucking boring. But yeah, check her out. Like, shout outs to Liana K. Yeah, man, just, you know, keep it real, man. You know, stay true, stay free, man. Like, for real. Like, anyone playing this game, like, now, I hope you continue to enjoy it. Anyone who has yet to touch down on this, you need to do it. Like, I think this is a game that everyone should have in their collection. Like, if for no other reason but to just like support a great work of art, like, you know. Yeah, man, I'm gonna delve back in now. So yeah, to anyone who watches this, like, you know, thanks for checking in, and yeah, man, take it easy. Maybe I'll upload some more videos of this in the future. Peace.